morning, I'm Gerry Jackson. The father of a teenage girl has described a mental health hospital where his daughter received treatment as a chaotic hellhole. Emily Moore from Shildon died in 2020. David Moore told an inquest there were major failings at the West in Middlesbrough Hospital and Lanchester Road near Durham, both of which were run by... Some of the details in Stuart Winkup's report.
Emily's father told the inquest today he tried everything to save his daughter's life. David Moore said he repeatedly complained and protested about a chaotic hospital and staff who he said didn't care. He said West Lane was not a hospital, it was a hellhole, and he wondered why his daughter was there because she certainly wasn't receiving any care. He said Emily and the other patients would sit around in their pyjamas all day in the TV room, while staff were in another room checking social media, booking holidays and laughing and joking. David Moore said he contacted the BBC because he wanted others to know how bad things were at West Lane. He protested outside with a banner saying this hospital is slowly killing my daughter, listen to the parents. He said Emily self-harmed 22 times when she was supposed to be on one-to-one observations. The inquest heard statements from some of Emily's friends who had been with her at West Lane. One described the hospital as awful and said the staff were mean. Another said she never felt safe there and still suffered flashbacks of patients screaming. After turning 18, he had to be treated at an adult hospital and was moved to Lanchester Road. In February 2020, her father said he became concerned about his daughter's mood. He said he called doctors and warned about her suicide risk. David Moore said he asked staff to keep an eye on Emily, to be extra vigilant, but he said that didn't happen. And a few hours later, he received a call telling him to get to University Hospital of North Durham immediately. Emily was declared dead there 2 days later, having never regained consciousness. Stuart Wincup, BBC Look North, Crook.
The North East selected Mayor Kim McGuinness says Andy Burnham's plan to devolve more power to the regions will help boost jobs. Today, the former Manchester Mayor said if he becomes Prime Minister, he'll expand his office to Manchester and give more local leaders extra powers over employment support schemes.
It's been well publicised recently that we've got far too many, particularly young people, unable to get into work, unable to get the fulfilling career they deserve. So Andy is talking about devolving employment support, and for me what that means, properly devolving and supporting youth provision, giving us control over post-16 skills and apprenticeships, more control over skills for adults so that we can actually adapt to the labour market.
A Cumbrian campaigner says it's finally time to stop the Penrith Pong. Now a defamation claim against him has ended. The unpleasant smell has been linked by locals to the Omega Proteins animal rendering plant, but the company says it comes from various sources. Omega's sister company, Leo Group, says it stopped its litigation to end what it called a resource-intensive dispute. The campaigner says he can now focus on tackling the Pong itself.
The case against me has now been dropped. Now that that shackle's gone, we can firmly get down to the core issue now, which is identifying the source of the Penrith Pong and taking action to stop it.
So the heat has eased off for now, so let's see what's replacing it with Molly.
Hello there, good evening. Well, we've ditched that hot, humid air of last week and we have something a bit fresher, more comfortable with us this week. We're still going to have some warm sunshine, but also an Atlantic influence, so a bit of rain at times too. This is how it's looking tonight. So we see largely cloudy, a few spells of light rain just over the Cumbrian fells, and then we'll see a bit more heavier rain into the morning. And lows of around 12 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow it is arguably the most unsettled day of the week. We'll have some brightness initially and then some heavy spells of rain arriving into the afternoon, becoming more widespread. The risk of thunder, highs of 22 degrees Celsius. Good night.
That's our Monday roundup. More of our news and weather online. Helen Richardson is here with breakfast updates on BBC One. But for now, have a good evening. Bye-bye.